My name is Major Retired Warren C. Decker. I go by my middle name, which is Chris. I represent class 2066, which is old.
So, what do you remember, we'll call it your fondest memory of your time here at Fort UC?
Well, here,
Yeah.
probably the rest of the guys do too. The pogey bait runs, and we had a particular TAC officer who was, we started out at Fort Knox. I was in one of those classes. And we could get by with some things with their TAC officers because they were not as wild and crazy as our TAC officers that were assigned up here from Fort Benning. And it was harassment, but it was also purposeful. And one of the good things I took away from being an officer in OCS was that you learn to adapt and continue to march. What can I say? I'm 80 years old. I've been affected by Agent Orange, but I won't let that get me down.
So I see you had wings if you go into aviation?
Yeah, I was enlisted for 3 years. I was a helicopter mechanic, and before I came to Fort Eustis first and got trained here to how to fix helicopters, and then assigned to Germany, and that was really a nice assignment. Plus, I won't say his name, but my company commander was a test pilot. I was the low man on the maintenance crew, and I always had to sign off on work done. And the test pilot was the commander. He'd come out and he'd say, "Come on, Decker, you signed off. We're going for a test ride." And he taught me how to fly OH-13 and a Huey, B-model Huey. And it came in as handy over in Vietnam. So.
Okay, I just heard you.
No, I'm talking.
Okay. So, you've been to Eustis before.
Yeah.
How did you take the news of coming back again?
I liked it because it always, compared to other posts that I visited, this was a gentleman's post. It was almost like a golf club. Only I didn't play golf. The aviation people were really strong here, and I liked that. In fact, after OCS, I was assigned to a stevedore company here on post. And the biggest thing that I regretted or disliked, I'll say it that way, was the guys who came into my platoon were size 3 hats and size 50 shirts. And they were stevedores, training to be stevedores. And it was something. So I finally called the place, they call it OPO, Officer Operations in the Pentagon. And I said, "Please put me back into aviation." And they said, "Okay." And they saw what I had done in Germany, and I got into the 34th Group in Vietnam, the aircraft parts replacement. And guys had size 7 or 8 hats, and shirts were not 50. You know, I'm not trying to beat up on anybody anymore. You know.
So, is there any story that you usually tell people, and your trademark story sitting around the bar?
My wife told me don't tell that story. But,
this is for the record.
Yeah, I know. Friend of mine, there were 2 guys that went through OCS with me, 3 guys. 2 of them I ended up in the same unit over in Vietnam. And just like other wars, it took so much time to get regular things like beer and other things that you had to resort to I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, trading things.
Barter, I think.
That's it, yeah, bartering. One of my buddies, one of the guys that I went through OCS and was in the same unit with, was pretty good himself. And we got a new commander. I was in the aviation department and the depot, parts depot, and had a new commander come in, and he wanted to have a party for everybody. So, and the other thing he wanted was to get air conditioners for the IBM computers that kept breaking down because it was so hot. And my friend was tasked to find air conditioners. So he went to an organization called PA&E, Pacific Architects and Engineers. They said, we can give you all the air conditioners you want, but we need some concrete. We're out of concrete, waiting for a shipment to come in. So as he's coming back, here, parked alongside the road up down to our depot, was a Spec 4 with a flatbed full of concrete bags, 50-pounders. And so he stopped and he said to the driver, can I help you? And he says, yes, sir. I got concrete coming out the yin-yang. I don't know what to do with it. He says, where are you supposed to send it? Drop it. And he said, PA&E. He says, you've come to the right place. So he took him down into our depot area, forklifted the pallets of concrete onto our truck flatbed, signed John Hancock, and sent him on his way. And my friend went over to Pacific Architects and Engineers and said, here's some concrete, boys. And they said, good, here's some air conditioners. Came back with 15 air conditioners. And it was totally illegal, I guess, but not in Vietnam.
The expression is get her done.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, charge ahead.
Okay. Okay. No, I think we're good.
Okay, thank you.